What is up, you guys? This is Super Sega Ultra 1997 here. I haven't done a collection video in a while, but I thought I'd do a collection video of not only my Turbografx 16, but also my PS1 and my Sega Dreamcast. The last time I did a collection video for both the Dreamcast and the PS1 was back in, I believe it was September 2020. But a lot has changed somewhat since then. I'm going to start with the Turbografx 16 first because I really don't have a whole lot of games for them. I only got like 4 games for the Turbografx 16. And 3 of which are actually not on the PC Engine Mini nor the Turbografx Mini as well. Well, so there's a reason why I still have it around. I will get maybe another Turbografx 16 game in the near future. Just like the Sega Saturn, the reason why I don't really collect a whole lot of Turbografx 16 is because a good majority of the games on there, most of the time, some of them can actually be pretty expensive. There's even some that can go as far up as like maybe $400 or $500, and I'm like, unless I got a really good stimulus check or some shit, I won't even bother with that. But yeah, but not a lot has changed with the PS1 section. I got one new game, but I'll show that off later. We're gonna start off with the Turbografx 16 games first. So without further ado, let's get started. First game I got, and it's actually one of the best games on there, in my personal opinion, next to Bonk's Adventures. I don't have that one. That's on my PC Engine Mini, but this is Ninja Spirit. This too is also on the PC Engine Mini. And this is like the only one that I do have that. It is also on there as well, but yeah, Ninja Spirit. What can I say about this game that hasn't already been said? If you have a Turbografx 16, if you're looking for a game to experience on the system first, I recommend this one. This game kicks a lot of fucking ass. One of the best on the console, personally. I love it. It's way better than the arcade version, in my opinion. So yeah, Ninja Spirit, go play this. Go play this game. This game fucking rocks. The next game I also got that also rocks, but this one's not on the PC Engine nor Turbografx Mini, sadly, or Turbografx Mini, sadly. And that is the Legendary Axe. This too was a launch title along with Keith Courage and Vigilante, but yeah, from what I played, it's pretty good. I gotta really get into this game a whole lot, because this game, I hear a lot of great things about Legendary Axe, or the Legendary Axe. You know, you may remember seeing this game in my pickup video I did back in August, but yeah. If you have a Turbografx 16 or you have an emulator lying around, then play that shit, please. This game is really fucking amazing, from what I've played. This is next one up. This one I didn't really get a whole lot into, but this is Vigilante. I believe I got this one for like $40 last year. And, you know, it's an alright port, but I wouldn't say it's like one of the best, but I have it. And last but most certainly not least, this is Keith Courage in the Alpha Zone for Turbografx 16. Now, when this game originally came out, this game was originally based on an anime. It was based off that Wataru anime. I can't really recall the exact title right now, but it's like Ishin Wataru or something like that. This game in Japan, hell, the PC Engine version of this game is more related to the anime in this. The only common thing this has with the Wataru anime is basically the character designs. That's it. Personally, have not seen that anime, but I will give it a watch one of these days, that Wataru anime, when I have free time from work, that is, which is the weekends. But yeah, Keith Courage in the Alpha Zone, it's an okay game for a launch title, but compare this with Legendary Axe. If you were alive back in 1989, I would have rather, or if I were alive in '89, picking up this console, I would have definitely picked Legendary Axe over Keith Courage. And it's a shame though, because in Japan, the Turbografx is known as the PC Engine. I'm not gonna lie, it did way better in Japan compared to how it handled in the US. Sadly, this system failed miserably in comparison to the likes of the Sega Genesis and even later on the Super Nintendo. But yeah, but if you do manage to get one, I recommend it. It's a very underrated console, along with Sega's last song system. But yeah, but that's it for my Turbografx 16 games. Now let's get started with the PS1 games. First game we got for PS1 is the Spider-Man games, Spider-Man 2000 and Spider-Man 2. Ooh, Enter Electro from 2000, 2001, respectively. Okay, I've actually beaten this one. This game's actually pretty good. Yeah, you couldn't argue the Dreamcast version was a lot better, but from what I played of this game's actually really fun. I really liked it. Yeah, the web slinging might not be the best, but everything else about this game is pretty good. If you love the Spider-Man comics as well as the Spider-Man character himself, I recommend it. Oh, and by the way, I did eventually see Spider-Man No Way Home. All I gotta say, that shit was dope. Oh, when the movie comes out on 4K HD Blu-ray or whatever the fuck it's called, I'm gonna pick that shit up because no joke, it's actually one of the few movies I would actually own on 4K Ultra HD along with Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's like one of the few movies that's worthy of me buying, you know, personally, in my opinion. And then, of course, Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. And like I said before, during my previous collection video back in 2020, when this game originally came out, it originally had Electro. The final boss was originally in the Twin Towers, but of course, as we all know, after 9/11 happened, they recalled all the copies of the game and they changed the Twin Towers to some generic-looking building. Yeah, exactly, but if you were to actually somehow get a hold of the original version of the game with that unaltered boss fight with Electro, then kudos to you. Kudos to you. But yeah, anyways, Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. I feel like it's not as good as the first game, but it's still alright. It's still a pretty decent game for what it is. Next game we got, and this is disc only. This is Mega Man X5. Have not played it yet, but I will give it a try. See if it works, because I know I have the Mega Man X Legacy Collections 1 and 2 for the Switch, so I really haven't really felt like popping this in, but I gotta boot up my PS1 really soon, one of these days. Final Fantasy VII, the original, which I got in 2018 for 20 bucks. Resident Evil 2, the original. I still have not played it. I need to get a hold of the original version of Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 3. Again, the original version. But this is like the only one I have. This is the one where you can't use the DualShock controllers. Ass. And the next one we got, and I'm so glad I got this game for the price I got it for, because this game, from what I hear, this game is pretty expensive somewhat. And that's Parasite Eve, and this is like the only Square JRPG I have not yet played. If I have it. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. This is actually the last PS1 game I actually got in a while. This is the last time I got a PS1 game. This is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Everyone knows how good MK Trilogy is. I feel like this is the definitive version of Mortal Kombat 3 because it has all the characters, even Johnny Cage, despite the fact that he was reshot with another actor. But yeah, Mortal Kombat Trilogy is not bad. You know, I like it. It's way better than that god awful Nintendo 64 version. Even though it's way better than the Nintendo 64 version, but it's right on par with the Sega Saturn. And yeah, this one's starting to, it's not like super expensive, but this one's starting to skyrocket in price just a tiny bit. If anything, the Sega Saturn version's way more expensive, way more hard to get compared to the PS1 version. And even the Nintendo 64 version, just saying. The next thing I got, and I got this for $1 in 2016. This is the Activision Classic Games Collection. Have not really played much of it, but I would get it just for Pitfall because I don't have a 2600. I've thought about getting one. I would want to get one real soon. That and along with a Sega Master System. I'm still on the lookout for a Sega Master System really soon. So wish me luck on that, you guys. The next one we got is Metal Gear Solid, the first game. You know, legendary franchise. What can I say? A legendary franchise. Tekken 3, one of the best in the entire Tekken series. But yeah, Tekken 3 is pretty good. And last but not least, I still need to track down 2 and 3, and this is the original Crash Bandicoot. So yeah, Crash Bandicoot Part 1. I got that. Now we get to the meat and potatoes of the collection. My Sega Dreamcast collection. Now let's get started with the Dreamcast. This is actually the Cheats and Codes Disc Volume 1. I basically use this just to play imports on my Dreamcast. And pretty soon I'm going to have to track down an HDMI converter for my Dreamcast so I can actually play all these Dreamcast games on this HD TV that you see right there. So that way I can play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on crispy, glorious HD. Am I wrong? Lol. But anyways, I use this to play my imports. So yeah. Next one we got is, of course, Sonic Adventure 1. The game that really started it all off for the Dreamcast. For Sega's Swan Song console. This game is actually really fun. And I will admit, it hasn't aged all that well. I think Part 2's the best, but I still think this one's alright. For the time it came out in, it was pretty decent. The next one we got is Sonic Adventure 2, which I paid a whopping $50 for. You know, Sonic Adventure 2 was classic. What can I say about this that hasn't already been said? Classic game. Then we got Soul Calibur 1. I ain't never gonna sell this shit. I am never gonna sell this shit because this game is really fucking amazing. Of course, Soul Calibur 1, great game. I also got it on the Xbox Series X as well if I really want to play it. I need to get Part 2 on there, even though I hear that's not the best version of Part 2. But yeah, I have that. House of the Dead 2, I have not yet played it, but you know, it's actually a very legendary game for the launch of the Dreamcast as well. That and Crazy Taxi and Sonic Adventure. But yeah, this game's also pretty good. Power Stone 1, very good game, but that final boss, oh, what the fuck? But yeah, anyways, this is Power Stone 1. I got this game in 2019 for about, I got it for like $80. It was $75, $80 when I first got it. So yeah, this game started to this game started to skyrocket in price actually. This game really, I don't know how much it's going for now, but when I found it, I felt lucky finding it, you know, because this is actually one of the best games on the Dreamcast, you know, like alongside Sonic Adventure and Soul Calibur. Anyways, but however, I think Part 2 is the better game in my personal opinion. Part 2 is actually the superior game compared to the first game in my personal opinion. It's not as frustrating, but it can still kick your ass, but yeah, Power Stone 2 is actually really, really fun. I love me Power Stone 2. In fact, I recommend it. I forget what this one's called. All because I got the Japanese version. This is actually one of the few Japanese games I own for my Dreamcast. From what I played, it's alright, but I know Mark from Classic Gamer liked this game too, along with Truxton on the Genesis / Mega Drive, but I don't know. It's an alright game, but I don't think it's like the all-time best game on the Dreamcast. There's another game that's on here that's worthy of that title, in my personal opinion. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. Virtual Fighter 3 TB. Now, this game's actually pretty good. I got this game in 2019 for, I guess I got it for $20, I believe. Got it for $20. Not as good as Virtual Fighter 2, but it's still a really fun game. I still like this one a lot. Even though the CG, the computer, the character models here haven't aged all that great, especially now in 2022. But back in 1999, I'm sure this thing looked really fucking amazing on the Dreamcast. But yeah, Virtual Fighter 3 TB, I got it. It's pretty good. Not as good as, like I said, Part 2, but it's still a pretty decent game. Virtual Athlete, have not played it, or at least I don't think I played it. Only bought this at the flea market for like a good couple bucks. You know, but yeah, I have it. Now, this game is fucking worthy. It's worthy of being in a Dreamcast collection. And it's actually another shining diamond in my collection. Hell, if you go buy this game now, this game's gonna go like a good between 180 to like maybe $250 at most. Yeah, this game really skyrocketed in price. This game has really skyrocketed in price over the years. And that is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. God damn, I fucking love this game. I feel like, in my opinion, this is like the best in the entire Marvel vs. Capcom series. What can I say about this game that hasn't already been said? Although, personally, in my personal opinion, if you were to find any version of this game at all, I recommend, at least in terms of the home version, they'll never beat the arcade version, obviously, but in terms of the home versions, get the Dreamcast version. Because in my opinion, I feel like the Dreamcast version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 runs the best. in my personal opinion. I know later on this game also did come out for the OG Xbox and the PS2, and just like the Dreamcast version, they are pretty expensive as well. Okay, maybe not quite as expensive as the Dreamcast version, but it is still pretty expensive. Neither the less. But anyways, I recommend this game a whole lot. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Look how much I got this son of a bitch for. And this was back in 2019 at the SoCal Retro Swap Meet. And that is $40 fucking dollars. Like, holy shit. This game is awesome. No joke. This game is fucking amazing. Great game. Great fucking game. I recommend it. Please. If you have a Sega Dreamcast, I recommend it. Because I think the Dreamcast version, in terms of home versions, the best fucking version of this game all around. Alright, I gotta put this away. I can go on for hours and hours and hours on how fucking amazing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 really is. But yeah, but we're gonna get to another game before we get started. But before I end the video. Okay, I'm gonna get this one out of the way because this is the Japanese version. This is the Japanese version of Sword of the Berserk. And actually, compared to the US version, I got a really good deal on it. Yeah, it's true, the game is in Japanese, and it's Japanese subtitled, but... Or it's Japanese kanji on screen and subtitles. I got a good deal off it. I bought this a year ago for 27 bucks on eBay. Shipping was a few more dollars, so I got this for like 30, 35 bucks on eBay. And all I gotta say, this is an okay game. It's alright. I love the manga, though, because this is more closer to the manga than the anime, the 97 anime. Only because, you know, in the manga, this definitely took place right after the eclipse, where Casca is not the same person that she once was and shit in the manga of Berserk. By the way, I've read Volume 9. That shit is fire. That shit is fucking smoking. But, yeah, anyway, Sword of the Berserk is more closer to the manga than the anime. Another reason why, too, is because Puck, a character from the manga, is actually in the game. And if I can recall, he was nowhere to be seen in the 97 anime. But, yeah. The US version goes for like a good $100 so. But I got the Japanese version for like 30 from a Japanese seller on eBay. So, yeah. Sword of the Berserk is my second Japanese import. And from what I played, it's actually alright. It's actually an alright game. So, yeah. Sword of Berserk, the Japanese version. Next one we got, I think this is my only my only M for mature rating game on Dreamcast. This is Mac and X. This is like a first-person hack and slash. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. This game is fucking ass. I fucking hate this game. The music's pretty good and all, but the game itself, ugh. Fuck that game. Next one we got is, of course, Crazy Taxi. Just like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I feel like in terms of home versions, I feel like Crazy Taxi definitively is like the best one on the Dreamcast, in my personal opinion. Of course, it'll never beat the arcade version, but I feel like the Dreamcast version, compared to any other home version, vastly superior, in my opinion. Next one we got is Dead or Alive 2. I got this way after I got the PS2 one. I had the PS2 one because I'm more familiar with that one, but Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast. Fucking good game. Really, really good game. Amazing game. I like the fighting mechanics on here. And also, one thing to know about the Dreamcast and the PS2 version is that the PS2 version, they changed the music in that version compared to the Dreamcast version. Listen to both versions' soundtrack and you'll hear a difference. But anyways, as much as I love the PS2 version, I'm gonna have to go with the Dreamcast version on this one, because this version plays very, very flawlessly. So Dead or Alive 2 on Dreamcast is fucking solid. Next one we got is, of course, Jet Grind Radio. Otherwise known as Jet Set Radio in Japan. A very, very good game. I got this game for 30 bucks in 2017. I'm pretty sure this game goes for a lot more, somewhat now. Not like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I'm gonna say this one. I could be wrong too, so don't quote me on that. But I'm gonna say this game goes for about, I'm gonna say this game goes for like a good between $40 to $70. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, that's just my guess on it. But yeah, Jet Grind Radio or Jet Set Radio, whatever the fuck you want to call it, good game. And then we got 3 more games to go. Then the next one we got, and I got for $35, Shenmue. You know, I only got Shenmue because it's like one of the most ambitious games on the Dreamcast. Originally, this game was supposed to come out on the Sega Saturn, but that ended up moving over to the Dreamcast, and actually Shenmue is pretty good. I don't have Part 2. I am looking to buy the Shenmue collection, because that has Part 2 in it already, but I'll buy it for my Xbox One, so I can probably play it on my Series X, but yeah, the first Shenmue on Dreamcast, everyone knows that the voice acting here is kind of shit, but it's charming shit. It's not pure anus sauce shit. It's more of that charming magical shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's actually an alright game for the Dreamcast. A very, very decent game. Even though sometimes if you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, you're gonna be bored of it really quick. But yeah, the first Shenmue, very legendary game. And then next one we got is NBA Live 2K2. If I can recall, it's actually not 2K2. This is oh, yeah, it is 2K2, actually. Never mind. I'm getting that mistaken with the next game I'm going to show off. And I decided to put that one for last. But yeah, anyways, for a somewhat late Dreamcast game in, like, maybe late 2001, it's not a bad sports game. But I got it. You know, it's pretty decent for what it is. It's alright. But the last Dreamcast game, regardless of its discontinuation in 2001... the last Sega Dreamcast game to have ever come out, and I don't own it for obvious reasons because it's a sports title, is NHL 2K2, I believe. Or, yeah, NHL 2K2. And that came out on February 14th, 2002. And that was, like, one of the last retail release for a Sega Dreamcast. After that, the Dreamcast was donezo. The Dreamcast was fucking gone by that point. But, yeah. And it's a shame, too, because the Dreamcast is one of Sega's most underrated systems of all time, personally. Last but not least is NFL Blitz 2002. Now, this one is actually not NFL Blitz 2002. I gotta look for a loose disc of that. But this is NFL 2K2. And not 2K2, NFL 2K, not NFL Blitz 2000. Have not played this yet, but I know Super Bowl is coming on tomorrow, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments what team are you rooting for tomorrow, if you do plan on watching Super Bowl. I'm going to watch Super Bowl tomorrow as well. That's like the only time I watch football, but anyways, NFL 2K, have not played it, but of course I hear really great things about NFL Blitz 2000. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys, that's been my Turbografx, my PS1, and my Sega Dreamcast collection. This has been Super Sega Ultra 1997 here signing out. I'll catch you on my next video if I ever do some more. Peace. Only because I got work and shit, so yeah. Laters, you guys.